Welcome to episode 3 of Discovering Nagasaki from a Local. My name is Chad, and this is where you can experience everyday life in this scenic and fascinating part of Japan. First of all, I'd like to thank all the people who subscribed and sent in answers to last week's questions. So far, only 2 people have correctly answered last week's questions. Again, Sylvia Tohatsky and Kathy Garrett. The answer to the first question, which 2 ingredients did I show but did not add to my cuisine, is sansho and crushed sesame. The answer to the second question, what is the name of the Spanish restaurant that was beside Isahaya's cargo center, is La Vida. I will continue to ask 2 challenging questions every week based on what I have mentioned or shown in the vlog. See if you can be one of the first 3 people to correctly answer these questions in the comment section below. Every week I will continue to show you 2 B-roll videos. One video concerning a significant venue or event in Nagasaki Prefecture, and one video concerning a demo of farming, baking, or cooking from our farmhouse in Omura. Each B-roll video will be short, normally 5 minutes or less. At least that's the plan. If you have a question or comment, please type it in the comments section below. Although the rainy season is usually over by now, it has rained almost every day for the last 2 weeks, and on 2 of those days we had torrential rain and flooding here in Omura. I've done a lot of work in the garden lately, so next week I will show you how much it has changed since episode 1. In today's vlog, I will show you how to make organic cinnamon rolls in our bakery. I will also take you on a short but scenic tour of Keiser Dam. Watch the whole vlog so that you can correctly answer the 2 questions I will ask later on. Let's get started. On the right you can see the batter for our organic cinnamon rolls. The batter has already been sitting for about 8 hours, and these are the ingredients you need to make 20 cinnamon rolls. First you need 650 grams of kyoriki flour, hard flour, 65 grams of hakuriki flour, soft confectionery flour, 60 grams of sugar, 5 grams of salt, 30 grams of skim milk powder, 3 large eggs, 170 milliliters of water, 50 grams of butter, and 60 grams of raw organic yeast. For the filling and topping, you need 2 tablespoons of cinnamon, 2 cups of sugar, 120 raisins, 6 for each roll, and a variable amount of icing sugar. Here's the dough and a scale to weigh it. Initially you need to make sure that your counter is spotless. Oops. And you'll also need a cap to cover your hair. Now, cut the dough into 70-gram portions using the scale, like this. Once you have 20 portions of dough, you have to roll up each one in the shape of a long symmetrical cylinder, like this. Organic dough is sensitive, so you can't use too much pressure. Now repeat this 19 times. Once you've formed the 20 dough portions, you have to gently flatten them out. This is the hard part, on the counter. Then you need to press exactly 6 raisins, or more if you have a sweet tooth, into each dough strip, just like this. And repeat. The next step is to spray all of the strips with water so that the sugar and cinnamon adhere to them. In a measuring cup like this one, Mix up the sugar and cinnamon using a whisk or this handy Japanese tool. Then just sprinkle the mixture on all the strips, just like this. Spray some more water on the strips to prevent the filling from falling off when you roll them up. Next, use a spoon or a fork to roll up each cinnamon roll and then put it in a silicone muffin pan, just like this. Then use my Zamboni technique, you can tell I'm Canadian, to scrape the remaining filling into the center of the counter. Just like this. And then put 3/4 of a tablespoon of this filling on each cinnamon roll. We're baking a lot of bread today because it's Wednesday. The proofer is full of rising bread right now, but in a short time I will place both trays of cinnamon rolls in the proofer. As you can see, we've just baked some butter rolls, French country bread, yomogi buns, carrot buns, and black rice buns. After about 3 hours in the proofer, I will now put one of the cinnamon roll trays into the oven. 16 minutes at 200 degrees Celsius. Here's some more of our bread cooking off on the counter. Now the cinnamon rolls are ready to take out of the oven. All you need now is icing sugar and an apple. This is a downstream view of Keiser Dam, a 15-minute drive from Omura, and this is the Kori River, which flows down to Omura from here, under this bridge, which is along Route 444. This river runs through the Karogi Valley, which you can see here. This is an upstream close-up view of Keiser Dam. You can see the large reservoir here that is used to supply water and control floods. This is the bridge right next to where I was filming in the last section. Next to the bridge are a couple of houses, a shop, and a restaurant. As I pan to the left, you can see my truck, and in the distance you can see the reservoir and Keiser Dam. This is a great place to stop and take in the scenery. This is the parking lot next to Keiser Dam. You can see the very rugged terrain where this dam was built in the Karogi Valley. This is the stone sign which reads Keiser Dam Shunko Kinenhi, or Completion Memorial for Keiser Dam. This dam is 180 meters long, 51 meters tall, and has a volume of 80,000 cubic meters. It was originally built in 1962, and it turned out to be inadequate for the job. It was rebuilt and completed in the year 2000. It cost 835 million yen to build. After a very wet rainy season, the water level now in this reservoir is much higher than usual. I will now take you past the map here and around to the walkway on top of Keiser Dam. Japan boasts that it has about 500,000 dams. Only 3,000 of these dams, like Keiser Dam, are considered major dams. That's quite an investment of money. Unlike Keiser Dam, only 64 of these major dams in Japan are hydroelectric. This is a close-up of the bridge I showed you earlier. I'm filming this from the center of Keiser Dam. This is the walkway on top of the dam. And now I will show you the other side of the dam. You can see the water flowing out of the two spillways, on this dam and the spectacular view of Kurogi Valley from here. This is definitely not a good place to lose your balance. You can. And now for this week's questions. When I showed you how to make cinnamon rolls, I showed you two tools that I use to mix cinnamon with sugar. One of them was a whisk. What is the other tool usually used for in Japan? When I was filming near Keiser Dam briefly, I videotaped my white Suzuki truck before I showed you the dam's reservoir. What was in the bed of my truck? Support this channel by giving this vlog a thumbs up and by sharing my videos with friends and family via social media. If you haven't already done so, click on the subscribe button below. Here you can get a 15-minute video snapshot of Nagasaki every week. See you next week.